Sheila Banks here with another video, and this one is entitled Birthing a New Humanity, and it's based on a blog post that can be found at mysticbeastblog.blogspot.com. Blessed is the person who has labored and found life. Jesus quoted in the Gospel according to Thomas. The ongoing staged show can't stop the unfolding. For years, prophetic pundits and astrologers too have been claiming that Homo sapiens sapiens is due for some kind of evolutionary upgrade. It looks like that is exactly what is happening at this juncture in human history. And the impetus driving this transformation is an out-of-control infestation of psychopaths. For a very, very long time, a cabal of psychopaths has been in power. How these overlords got here is up for debate. These parasites have been around for millennia and likely all originate from the same bloodline. In the New Testament, Jesus warns us about the evil ones affiliated with the synagogue of Satan. And in the book of Thomas the Contender, we see Jesus asking us to not consider them as human. Masters at deception. These psychopaths have had such a negative impact on the trajectory of our species' evolution. Just think of all their war games and destructive schemes that humans have willingly gone along with throughout the ages. But now, the impossible conditions arising from this servitude are threatening our species' very survival. Humankind is under pressure to transform or go extinct. Across the planet, most of our institutions have been harboring these psychopaths, or at the very least cooperating with them. But more of us have awakened to the fact that it doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to remain spellbound by the psychological programming conjured up by a cabal of evil. We don't have to go to war and abide by their commands to kill one another. And we certainly don't have to bow down to their greedy schemes that end up destroying our habitat. If ever we are to birth a new age for humankind, these psychopaths have to be dealt with once and for all. We must find ways to end our enslavement to this evil. And as we try to figure out what to do with ourselves, we have to come face to face with our bestial nature and human condition from somewhat of a transcendent perspective. Although most of us hate to admit it, we humans are still tethered to our animal ways. The emotional aspects of our mammalian nature make us programmable. Our fears and desires make it possible for a psychopathic interspecies to manipulate us. We have been domesticated to function as obedient slaves to the system, their system. The ultimate weapon we have to battle these psychopathic overlords is our mindfulness. Homo sapiens sapiens is a species with the capacity for self-reflection. By observing the content and processes of our own reactive, anxious minds, we can get insight into our bestial inclinations. We can see how our programmed responses interfere with harmonious human relations. By expanding our self-awareness, we get to reflect on the degree to which our thoughts and behaviors measure up to certain standards. The pursuit of an ethical discipline helps us to tame an innate, habitual egocentricity. By witnessing the workings of this inner kingdom, the human sets into motion transformations of consciousness. Self-observation is the path to an exceptional degree of self-knowledge, including the awareness of one's own conscience or lack of. Self-awareness leads to greater freedom. Instead of behaving as programmed, the human can take a moment to consider how to be in the world. The powers that be have no power over the converging conditions that have coalesced. Cosmic alignments are ushering in a new era in the ascent of humankind. Our species' capacity for self-awareness has been expanding beyond a mere animal self-centeredness. And we are in the throes of an evolutionary leap that will lead to humankind's liberation from the tyranny imposed by these psychopaths. A shift in paradigms is inevitable. I hesitate to use the term paradigm shift because it has been haphazardly applied to all kinds of changes. But an actual paradigm shift produces radical changes in our basic unstated assumptions and understandings. And right now, isn't that what is happening to humanity? Breakthroughs in particle physics, along with revelations about an all-pervasive metaphysical ether, suggest that our ideas about the material world need an upgrade. The universe is not made up of the grit we thought it was, and our Creator is not a wise old lawmaker lounging in the heavens. Some claim the oncoming shift will cause humankind to magically jump from a 3D to a 5D perspective. Others assert that escape from the soul trap of reincarnation will be part of it. Then there are the forecasts of a singularity where all will be love and light. But the shift in thinking we truly need is one that reveals the truth about our embodied existence and bestial nature. We need a paradigm shift that takes into account our humble position in creation. Each one of us exists because of the creative urges of a self-aware universe. It is a cosmic consciousness that powers and drives our existence. And the ethereal substance generated by this creator God resides in all things, including each and every member of our species. Humankind truly is a dimension of an emergent universe. Humans are embodied beings who peer out from behind the eyes of a primate. We are creatures dwelling in the earthly realm and function as conduits for the Almighty Creator. We exist in relationship to the whole, and we dwell in some kind of organic predicament called life. Our world may not be made up of what we had previously thought, but does that mean a human's experience of existing in a consensual reality counts for nothing? Regardless of what makes up this phenomenon of the emergent universe, whether it be ether, particles, or Lord Vishnu's dreams, the time of reckoning has come. Humanity is at a crossroad. Our species either changes or dies out. We can no longer support psychopathic manifestos that promote division, aggression, and greed. We need a paradigm shift that will help us to see clearly humanity's humble status within the scheme of things. Religion, race, color, or politics must not be allowed to divide the human species any longer. Each one of us is being called to battle the dark evil forces that have captured humanity. Our victory is dependent upon our unity. The paradigm we eventually settle into must point us to our divine responsibility as co-creators of humankind. We are called to honor the interdependent connections we have with one another and our surroundings. The human is meant to live nobly in the animal kingdom, but that does not happen magically with a sprinkling of fairy dust or holy water. We get the choice to be true ambassadors for the Almighty Creator, or agents of destruction. What kind of Homo sapiens are you?